Today, we're going to talk about something that totally flips the script on how we think about health. What if instead of just playing defense and fighting off sickness, we could actually build our bodies to be so strong, so resilient, that illness just can't get a foothold? We're going to dive into how to build that strength from the ground up, right from the cellular level. So let's start with a huge question I think we've all asked ourselves at some point. Are we just stuck with the genes we were born with? Is getting sick just a matter of bad luck? A bad roll of the genetic dice? Well, what if I told you there's a completely different story playing out inside our cells, and it's a story where we actually hold the pen? Okay, let's break this down. On the left, you've got the old way of thinking. Our DNA is the problem. It mutates, something goes wrong, and then we have to go in and attack. But look at the right side. This is the metabolic view, and it tells a totally different story. The problem isn't the genetic blueprint itself, it's the power supply. Our cellular energy factories get damaged, and that's the real trigger. Now, this changes everything, because it means we can switch from a strategy of attack to a strategy of building, of strengthening and repair. To really get a handle on this new metabolic view, we've got to meet the real heroes of this story, the tiny little power plants that are literally fueling your entire life. They're called mitochondria. And just picture this, billions, even trillions, of these little power plants humming away inside your cells right now. They're taking every bit of food you eat and every breath you take and turning it into raw energy. They're the foundation of your vitality, your ability to think clearly, really your overall health. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. This quote pulls back the curtain on what happens when mitochondria get damaged. You see, a PET scan, which doctors use to find cancer, is basically a sugar-seeking device. Why? Because damaged cells become total sugar hogs. They act like a huge vacuum cleaner for glucose. They've forgotten how to burn fuel the right way, so they're just desperately fermenting sugar to survive. Okay, so if damaged mitochondria are at the heart of the problem, how do we fix them? Well, it all starts with the fuel you put in the tank. Let's get into the first part of our resilience toolkit. So, one of the most powerful things we can do is, well, not eat for a little while. When we give our body a break from food, this amazing process called autophagy kicks in. Honestly, think of it like your cell's own spring cleaning and recycling program. The cleanup crew gets to work, getting rid of old, busted mitochondria and using the parts to build shiny, new, high-efficiency models. You literally upgrade your own hardware. So what's the game plan for fueling up the right way? It's pretty straightforward. We need to starve out those damaged, sugar-loving cells by cutting way back on refined sugars and starches. We got to give our mitochondria a break by not snacking all the time. And if you really want to level up, a ketogenic diet can actually teach your cells to run on this super clean, efficient fuel source called ketones. All right, you ready to try something? Here's a simple little experiment for today. Just try to skip the snacks between your meals. Stick to water or maybe some tea and just see how you feel. It's such a small change, but it can make a surprisingly big difference. Now, for a tool that's going to sound a little backwards at first, we're actually going to talk about how certain kinds of stress can make your cells way stronger. This chart really says it all. Take cold therapy, for example. When you hit your body with that cold, your mitochondria have to go into overdrive to generate heat and keep you warm. It's basically like sending them to the gym for a hard workout. And just like your muscles, they adapt by getting stronger and even make more of them. And hey, you don't have to go jump into a frozen lake or anything. An awesome way to start is to just end your next shower with 30 seconds of cold water. It's a quick jolt for sure, but it's an incredible way to wake up those cellular power plants. Okay, so we've covered how to strengthen our cells. Now let's talk about building up our body's defense system, the security team that keeps our whole cellular city safe. We can really supercharge this immune shield with the right stuff. Think of vitamin D as the general, directing your immune troops. Compounds from mushrooms like shiitake and reishi, they're like your special forces, activating your natural killer cells. And things like sulforaphane from broccoli sprouts and selenium from Brazil nuts provide the essential gear for detox and defense. Here's a super simple kitchen hack for you. We all love grilling out, right? But sometimes the char on grilled meat can be a little problematic. Well, the good news is, just adding herbs like garlic, thyme, and sage can actually help cancel out those negative effects and give your mitochondria a little extra support. All right, last but not least, let's talk about the silent attackers on our cellular health, all those invisible stressors in our modern world. It's time to clear out some of that noise and lighten the load on our cells. So what are these invisible stressors? Well, things like medical radiation. We just need to be mindful and question if it's always necessary. Electromagnetic fields or EMFs, we want to create some distance, especially when we sleep. Clean water is a must, so a good filter is a great investment. And here's a cool one. Just walking in a forest and breathing deep can boost your immune cells, thanks to the compounds trees release. Want a simple zero-effort change you can make tonight? Move your phone charger away from your bed. Just put it across the room. It's such an easy way to lower your EMF exposure and give yourselves a better chance to rest and recover while you sleep. Now, I know we just covered a ton of ground, and it might seem like a lot, but listen, the goal here is not perfection. It's just progress. This whole journey to cellular resilience starts with one single step, just one small change that you can stick with. So I'll leave you with this question. What's the one small upgrade you're going to make for yourself today? Are you going to skip that snack, maybe brave 30 seconds of cold water, or just move your phone? Whatever it is, know that you're taking a really powerful step toward building a stronger, more resilient you.